everyone, Brett the Comic Novice here, and today I am going to be doing my unboxing. Well, I've already unboxed, but my first look at my comics that I've received for my comic haul for the month of September 2025. Now, this is not them. This is my August haul, but just know that there's even more than that, which is why I decided to do a top 50 most pulled list, which I'm really having a fun time doing. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what I have purchased, what I have skipped, and this discussion that I have of which ones I should be dropping or have dropped or will soon to be dropping. So, with that mouthful in mind, let's get to my comic haul. All right. First on the docket. This one's easy to see. It was the Batman, Absolute Batman, issue number 12. Killer Croc on the cover. I'm liking what they're doing with Killer Croc and all of Bruce Wayne's friends from this universe, slowly having them basically be, turning into the villains of everything. So I think it's going to be quite fun to see. Also, I have issue number 1 of Matt Fraction's Batman. Good job keeping Jorge Jimenez still on art for this. I think this is going to be an interesting story, as it looks to be, and from what the rumors are, is that we're going to be having single one-and-done stories, but with an overarching storyline at the very end. I mean, well, oops, wrong page. Sorry, this could sound a lot better. Look at this. These are all the Batman comics that came out in the month of September. And then one of them is no longer available. And its ongoing is going to be, not an ongoing. First issue, last issue, for lack of a better term. This one, I'm so excited. So, Bad Idea is a imprint that used to be very comic book shop centric, and they had such high quality in everything. Their cover prices though were anywhere from $5.99, $6.99, sometimes $7.99, but they had really good matte covers with some gloss to them. A lot of them were written by either Matt Kent of Matt Kent fame or Robert Venditti, and they've always been trying to get some pretty good artists. This one is called Survival, which let's see, and here is the back right there, absolutely perfect. All right. But I really like this because some of the ones, so I noticed that Bad Idea started being able to be picked up at DC BS, which is good because my local comic shop moved away, and I used to pick them up all the time, and I was kind of bummed about that. But now we have this stuff right here. Let's just see if I can open. I mean, again, high quality art, high quality book. Robert Venditti of Hal and Pals, as well as The Flash, New 52, after, was it Bucoletto and whatever are off of it. Anyway, Conan the Barbarian, issue number 24. I oftentimes go back and forth whether or not I want to drop this book. I'm a couple issues, by a couple issues, at least 10 behind, but there is a secondary book that is coming up. There's kind of a little Conan event that I'm kind of interested in, so, pull me in for that. We got the third, and almost done with the new history of the DC universe, written by Mark Waid. It's fun, but it is not an easy read. I feel as though There's a lot there, and it's going to be one of those that one would have to sit down and read very thoroughly to make sure, Mark Waid crossed every T's, dotted every I's, and whatnot. Action Comics 1090, which is I believe, the second part of Mark Waid's Superboy story, as Clark Kent growing up in Smallville. I have Transformers issue number, is this 24 or is this 23? 24. I believe I have two covers for this one. So this is the conclusion of Daniel Warren Johnson's run on Transformers. Art by Jorge Corona, which mimics his writing very good. It'll be kind of interesting to see where Robert Kirkman goes, especially with how clean Dan Mora's art is. I mean, it's going to be massive contrast between those two. I need to get caught up on my Transformers as well, too. Green Lantern Corps. And we are at part 4 of the Starbreaker Supremacy. I do like that cover. And we have Dan Panosian, I believe. Is it Panosian? Okay, good art right there. Aquaman. Really digging Aquaman. I've heard good, I've heard bad. I'm really hoping that this lasts long. Again, big fan of Jeremy Adams. Met him at a con. Hope that this continues on. It's not getting the traction, like I said before, that I want. Again, this is another Bad Idea book. This is done by Matt Kent and David Latham. And I was very surprised at, you go from the very high paper quality, the very high artistry, and this is black and white. And I guess I just was shocked because I've never seen Bad Idea do this before. So I am excited for this book right there, though, Save Now. So I think that's going to be fun when that comes out. Radiant Black. This is by Kyle Higgins, who did the New 52. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I thought I thought this was the Save Now, but I didn't think it came out. But no, this is Cul-de-sac, which is a vampire story. I'm nearly, the art's good. I'm nearly done with this one, though. I'm not going to see it to the end, which is sad. Skin Breakers. Again, Robert Kirkman, David Finch. Sign me up for David Finch art always, every day, always. I'm really looking forward to continuing this saga right here. Again, here is a lot of the covers that they have available for that. Superman. Okay, I need to get caught up on Superman also, especially since this is going to be leading into the DCKO event, which I've not yet read the first free issue that they have available on DC Infinite. Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman. Again, this book is probably, I think, my third favorite Absolute Wonder Woman, or third favorite book. This is better than the main ongoing Wonder Woman done by Tom King. Not that I'm ragging on Tom King, but this one is far better than the ongoing one. Detective Comics. Part of me almost wishes I had dropped Detective Comics and kept on going with Philip Kennedy Johnson's Batman and Robin, but I just was worried that it was just going to end up being a book that just was going to be one storyline that got drawn out for 30 issues or more. Okay, Justice League Unlimited, prelude to DCKO right here. So this is going to be must read. I'm glad that I have not read the DCKO event, so I can do the prelude. We have the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is issue number 21. We're about ready to conclude this range, except not really, according to the New York Comic-Con, so that's just kind of stupid. The Ultimate Hawkeye, issue number 1. This is a one-shot. I've heard some good, I've heard some bad. I'm going to have to make up my decision for myself. There, it looks pretty good. All right. What else we got here? Ah, Deadpool Batman. So here is my, I believe, Marco Cicchetto, Daredevil, and Green Arrow cover. I have 2 copies of this. This is the other one. Is this Marco Cicchetto? I thought it was. And then I do have, oh, son of a gun. Here we are. Deadpool Batman, which is the, what's his face? Wells. I almost said Kip Wells, but that's a pitcher. It used to be a pitcher for the San Diego Padres and Pittsburgh Pirates. Wells and Capullo, who are on the main story with Batman and Deadpool, with everybody else picking up some other crossover storylines right there. So we got this one. And then, of course, you have Batman Deadpool that's coming out in November from DC Comics. This right here, I'm really loving the Lee Bermeau Spider-Man cover art. I'm not sure if the story's been any good. I actually have not. I've read issue number 1. Didn't hate it, but just only read issue number 1. And I was only going to get a couple of them, and then I heard that they're taking his art all the way to issue about 30, 33 or whatnot. So I am a mark for that, especially because look at that. Dr. Octopus versus the Amazing Spider-Man. And then for the end of this pile, the Ultimate Black Panther. I've really not had that much of a complaint for the Ultimate Black Panther. It is at times slow. I do appreciate what they did with the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, where it kind of kept updated you on where everybody was in the current storyline so far. I mean, there's only been 4 that have come out. 5 will be coming out real soon. We have the Viking Moon, which is Vikings and Werewolves. This is cover B. I wish I would have got cover A. All I'll tell you is the story begins really, really intense. And then it's a how did we get here type of a story, at which times it meanders for a while until we find out how they got there. And then it's to be continued in book 2. But I do like a good werewolf book. All right, we got, I believe, the Starbreaker Supremacy Part 5 for the Green Lantern book with V. Ken Marion on the art. I believe, nope, Zermanico. So V. Ken Marion is moving from Green Lantern to Nightwing starting next month, so that's going to be fun. This book, I have all the issues so far, have not read a single one of them, and that is Dan Slott's Superman Unlimited. Interesting, though, that they're getting a new artist for issue number 7. It's Slott and Raphael Albuquerque right up to here, but they're going to be getting a new artist for issue number 7. I'm curious if it's going to be a placeholder, just, quick storyline or whatnot. But and then Void Rivals, so far behind on the Energon universe. It's a shame. Hyde Street. This is something that I want Ivan Reis to go back and work at DC Comics. I just think he just does such a masterful job. But I do like that as well too. All right, we got Escape, which is a really good Rick Remender, Daniel Acuna run. I mean, this is only the second issue. I've not read the second issue because I just barely opened it. The only thing I read was Viking Moon because, oh man, werewolves and Vikings, sign me up. Okay, Scourge of the Serpent, which is a Conan 5-issue mini-series for a mini-event. We have Absolute Superman. That cover is just fantastic right there with Brainiac. Fantastic. Absolute Green Lantern. I think this is, besides Martian Manhunter, which I only read one issue, barely one issue of, I think this is my least favorite Absolute one so far, but it could improve. And then, of course, we got Nightwing. I have buyer's remorse for this Nightwing because they had some was it some other covers that I wish I would have gotten besides the main cover right here. I'm curious where Dexter Soy is going to be working, because V. Ken Marion's taking over Nightwing, and I will tell you, Dexter Soy, I mean, fantastic art right there. So I hope Dexter Soy finds a nice landing spot, especially with DC. G.I. Joe, not the real American hero, but just a standard one by Joshua Williamson. We got that right there. Batman, Superman, World's Finest. I almost am just picking this up just out of keeping the run. I mean, we're at issue 43. I think the last one I read was about issue 20. And then we got the Ultimates. Absolute Flash. I'm really liking this. I dropped Jeff Lemire's JSA, but I'm really liking Absolute Flash. I think this is going to be super fun. I hope it continues on with what they're doing. Ultimate Spider-Man right there. I believe this is a variant or a second print. Yes, this is a second printing of the Venom symbiote right there. I thought that was super cool, so I had to grab that. Another Spider-Man Lee Biermo cover, which looks fantastic. Again, his art, so good. So good. I'm curious if they're going to do Lee Biermo doing what he did with the Spider-Man, what is it, like Across the World or something like that, where he took all of his covers and they were actually a story. You have The Adventures of Superman, Book of Kal-El. This is a 12-issue mini. I'm curious, should I continue on with this? Because this is the, not Daniel Warren Johnson, PKJ, Philip Kennedy Johnson. There we are. This is the conclusion or continuation of what probably would have happened had he not been axed from Action Comics. And then we have Moon Knight, which is going to be relaunched, which I think we're almost at least for me personally, might be at a good stopping point right there. And my last cover is the Jim Lee variant of Batman #1. All right, so, oh, wait, nope. I do have two more. I got this. This is not part of, I had to buy this separately. I did not get my order in. There is my Punisher foil logo right there. I'm not going to open that sucker up. And then, of course, I do have the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion right there. All right, so that is my haul. I probably could have spoken on them a little bit more, but I've fallen behind. School has started. Life is happening. So stay tuned for next month. I hope I have a little bit better of a YouTube video. I hope you liked it. I hope you like what I got. What did you think that I have? What do you think I should have just waited out for the dollar section for? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you like it. Until next time, I'll see you in the dollar section where probably some of these will be the Starbreaker Supremacy. Let's just go with that. All right. Thank you. Bye.